Hey everybody, Charlie902 here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We last left off, we proved that the brothers, the Skulky brothers, fired the round that hit Mr. Sholmes. We also proved that they weren't the ones who killed Mr. Windibanks. After establishing that, Lord Van Sykes decided to bring up the fact that there were cameras installed in the pawnbrokery, and he's now letting us know where their positions were. Let's continue on and see what plays out. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activity in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera. Hey, that's a bit of Friar Tuck, eh, bruv? Guess that means luck? Lady Luck loves a skulking. Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin? Must have been just after 1, right, bruv? Must have been, Nash, must have been. Yeah, just gone 1. In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment, what scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence. Good lord. Yeah, that's not good. It's the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. This is why talking to her, about what had happened, would be beneficial, as the court can clearly see. The accused is pictured gun in hand facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom. Quite. One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel. Photograph of Gina has been entered into the court record. A photograph taken automatically by the red-handed recorder showing the scene a short time before the murder took place. We need to look at this now. Yeah, we only got a slot for 2 more evidence. Photograph taken automatically. We already read that. All right, let's look here and see what we can see. Is there anybody in the reflections? Anything here? It's a skull. Creepy little doll. This guy. Something written down here. The kitty cat card is here. Gina is certainly here. Is that the right gun? It looks like it is. Hammer is cocked. So she's ready to shoot something. Can we turn this around? We cannot. Alright. Not much that I can gather from this yet. I don't believe it. Jenny. In short, the accused is the only person who could have possibly have killed Mr. Windibank. Ugh. It does look rather open and shut. She had the gun before he was killed, and then she had the gun after he was killed. I say, my lord. Wonder if I might put in a word at this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a bally bullet to the knee in the Battle of Maiwand, 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire from service, sadly. Of course, a medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Carried on the battle after retirement, you see, the battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron, 6 men, all good and true. And we'll all go down together, you mark my words, one and all for one. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand? Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? In a manner of speaking, yes. That is the Garadeb Squadron's position. Garadeb, that was its name. What? No, it's too soon to make judgment here. Status report for the court, men, on the double. His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes for making decisions, too. I think you'll find the truth as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop. I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Yeah, that wasn't an evil voice on juror number 6 at all. Alright, well, we're going to have to challenge them and pit them against each other. Just like this kangaroo court process works. It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous and is leaning already. That photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. But Jenny didn't shoot him. No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to summation examination. Very well, the court grants permission. Throw your chalice. So you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? Abso-bolly-lutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendants to be guilty. Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. All the evidence clearly points to the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketing. As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. Yeah, you might be right about that. If I have left it in there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now. Back to the last juror's statement. There were 2 cameras taking pictures every 30 minutes, so I'm assuming the other camera will have some more evidence for us. Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop. In Motherland, we say, never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent. All right, so now we got to press all of these. Circumstances of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And in the accused hands, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print. Take it from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. The young girl's on the verge of pulling the bally trigger. She is, but she's facing it up. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear. Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. Which means there's more to this situation that we've yet to see. Agreed. You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal. Alright, we're going to press this.
Hold it!
You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this. Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be suggesting that, therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything. Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Garadeb house was the talk of the town after that business. Lodgers moved out, and I couldn't get a bally soul to take up the tenancies. Oh. Haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that the old girl's clapped up. Yeah, can't be denied. You did do rather a lot, but not for us, that's for dashed certain. I suppose not. Of course, there can be no suggestion of that being the reason. I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously. Obviously, but honestly, I really wish he'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2. Oh, he's got the hots for juror number 2, huh? Let's press this.
Hold it!
Polishing the bench, I see. Again? Maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? On my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pick-pursers, and crossmen, the scum of the earth. A little harsh, perhaps. Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. Eradicated, she says. That's genocide. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals. Referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes. That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rant's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London's streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital. Mr. Sholmes? A maid? It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective. Minor detail, it was the 2 brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. Minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned. Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway. Yes, alright. I shall amend my statement. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective. Alright, so her versus juror number 6. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do it and get it out the way. Let's go ahead and pit you versus juror number 6. Pit.
Objection!
Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other. Good lord. Counsel, explain yourself. Oh my statement? Contradictory? Juror number 6, you got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have mouse. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene of the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear. Abdomen. Sir? Sorry. My English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me, I did not hear. Ugh. Ah, here is word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English. I am Russian, not native speaker. Who thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again? So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? They said before we never done nothing, but truth is they shot detective. Da. This is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough. I trust no one now. It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir. I must see with my own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be Yes, it is, Runo. Easily. Sorry? With the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder. Ah. If you compare the print that pictures Jenny and the next print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey, Mr. Prosecutor. Tut-tut. Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Oh, we gotta look at everything real quick now. There's a dog, 2 pieces of paper, a skull, a book with a note, some scales, some candelabras. There's a ledger. There's a notepad. And then there's a cat photo. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight. Let's look at it. Oh man, am I seeing anything missing? I don't think so. This was taken after Hurley was shot then. Cat picture's still there. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken. Does seem to be the case. Can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. So the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot man, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good. You were right. I did not understand the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue with trial. Yay, well done, Runo. The balance is shifting. Well, it's a start, I suppose. There must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. And if I can do that, we just might turn the situation to our favor still. Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. Post-shooting photograph has been entered into court record. Photograph taken automatically. We need to look at that. Another print in the court record. I wonder where we can make use of that. Alright, I'm trying to look for differences here. Okay, looks like something just under the ledger. There's also a shift in perspective. Like everything's moved to the back here. Alright, so let's examine this. That is the lamp that has been broken. And it looks like the books are further off. So this is different. This is broken. These books look like they're about to fall. Let's go back. Let's look at this one. Yeah, the books have clearly shifted. Because if we look here, that paper is still completely on the top here. It's not off of the edge. I don't know what that does for us, but that appears to be the case. And then this isn't broken on this one. Cat photo. Is it the same photos or any way to tell? Let's look. Yeah, it looks like the same cat photo, and these are further back. Why are they further back is the question. Is the doll further back too? It is, in fact. I don't know what that tells us, but it's here. All right, let's continue on. We need to go back. How do we go back the other direction? This way. All right, let's listen to you. Let's press this.
Hold it!
Talking about stereo. We have two pictures now. What do you mean look at the photograph in stereo? Sorry, what? Don't you know? If you look at the photographic print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection!
There's no indication the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is if you look at the same print in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Ooh, how did you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. It never gets old seeing these two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating. It's the height of modernity. Of course. Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay. Giving us new perspectives we could only dream of before is the greatest invention the world has ever seen. If only it could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. If I've left it in there, so he's talking about leaving something in somewhere. I'm assuming he means a surgical tool in like a body? What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. Ah, so sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. A surgeon? It totally passed me by. Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh no. Even though me and my kind are the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field. So, what is it that you think you've left behind? Ah, well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday, Hurley. Standard thing, went in through the abdomen. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. Oh, God. Did he? Surely not. Exactly, surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. It's exactly my concern, and seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure. I'm sure you need to be more sure. Mind made up, stop, global radio transmission, let's press this. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yeah, from the Empire of Japan. All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. Ah, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds connecting the entire world. Thousands of miles of cable? On the ocean bed? Makes my head hurt just thinking about it. You're a well-informed young lady. Hee hee. The cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. And just when I was starting to catch up. Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airwaves to four corners of the globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop. Right. Try not to wear out your fingers. Era of wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technical revolution. Stop. People say inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology. What utter piffle. Well, there we go. You and the stereoscope guy. Can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys. Oh, he's already talking. Oh, he's already pissed.
Excuse me.
Juror number 3, sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but what? Do you perhaps have something to say about the jurors? Number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on, I dare you. Goodness, are you talking to me? I think you just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you, huh? Absolutely. I mean, really. A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions? Why on earth would you just not use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. What a great way to appease the man. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. You just don't know. Pardon? I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it could reveal hidden clues you'd never even noticed before. What? Have you got any, Runo? Any prints we could look at with a stereoscope? Absolutely. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. So we're going to give both of these photos. And they are slightly different angles. I'm going to see what that does. All right, so present this one.
Take that!
All right then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all. This one, right? Present.
Take that!
All right, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera and Windy Banks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. Left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the position of some objects. Then when your brain merges the 2 images together in your head, it notices shift as if it were depth. Yes, exactly. It's that small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that's really important. So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene 3-dimensionally anyway. Oh, of course, now I see. Ah, I think the young girl has discovered the secret. I have. And we're cross-eyed. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera. Runo, go on. Oh no, do we gotta do this IRL? Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them? All right, let me do the shifting with my eyes. What's the obvious difference that I'm not seeing other than Gina and Windybank not being there? Oh, spot the difference. We're looking here. Like I said, the books are shifted. I don't know what that means for us, but they are. The ledger looks the same. Pictures look the same. Yeah, it's got to be that the books are shifted. We'll see what they say. Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second. Well, yes, you can see that straight away, but now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions. All right, I'll give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. Do I have to do this IRL? Because, like, it's hurting my eyes. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, I can do that, but everything's so blurry that I can't really see any detail. Is it going to simulate it? Wait. Well, did you manage to see it properly, Runo? Sure. We'll do this next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and or a subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.